You build your life like a fortress. You stack stone upon stone, career, reputation, savings, relationships. You tell yourself that if the walls are high enough, you will be safe. You will be permanent. But lately, in the quiet hours of the morning, you feel a vibration in the ground. A tremor? You feel the anxiety that perhaps the structure is not sound, that the things you love are fragile, that the safety you worked so hard for is an illusion. We suffer not because things end. We suffer because we convince ourselves they are supposed to last forever. We cling to the idea of tomorrow. But what happens when the sun rises and the world you knew is gone? What happens when the eternal city proves to be mortal? Come back with me! August 24th. The year is 410 AD. It is a stifling, humid night in Rome. For 800 years, this city has been the center of the universe. To be Roman is to be invincible. The citizens believe this. They believe it in their bones. They call it Roma, eternal Rome. But tonight, the air is heavy with a strange, sickly, sweet smell. It is the smell of starvation. Alaric, the king of the Visigoths, has choked the city for months. No grain, no meat. The rich are eating bitter herbs. The poor are eating things we dare not speak of. But still, they are Rome. The walls are massive. The legions are legendary. The people sit in their dark villas, whispering to themselves that this will pass. That order will return, because it always has. It is midnight now. At the Salarian Gate, there is a sound. Not a battering ram. Not a war cry. Hus, the soft, heavy grinding of iron hinges. There is no battle. There is only betrayal. Sympathizers inside the city, slaves who have been mistreated, quietly slide the heavy beams aside. The massive doors creep open to the night. Imagine standing there. Imagine the silence that follows the opening of the gate. For a heartbeat, nothing happens. And then the shadows move. The first torch is lit. Then 10. Then 1,000. The Visigoths pour into the streets like black oil. The sound changes from silence to a low rumble, and then to a scream that tears the sky in half. For the first time in 8 centuries, a foreign enemy walks on the pavement of the capital. The senators wake in their marble beds. They hear the glass breaking. They see the orange glow dancing on their frescoed walls. And in that split second, the illusion shatters. The psychological weight of that moment is heavier than the stone falling from the temples. It wasn't just buildings burning. It was a worldview. It was the realization that safety was a lie, that the gods had looked away. St. Jerome, hearing the news far away in Bethlehem, would later write, "My voice sticks in my throat." The city which had taken the whole world was itself taken. Imagine the terror, not of death, but of the end of meaning. If Rome can burn, then nothing is solid. If the eternal falls, what hope is there for the rest of us? We look at the burning of Rome, and we see a tragedy. But the Stoic philosophers, they would see simply nature. We are all Rome. You are Rome. You have built an empire of identity. I am a successful businessman. I am a husband. I am a mother. I am healthy. You fortify these titles. You guard the gates, and you live in constant, low-level terror that the barbarians are coming to take it away. And eventually, they will. The gate will open. The job will be lost. The lover will leave. The body will fail. The pain you feel that's sharp, stinging anxiety comes from the gap between reality and your expectation. You expected Roma Aetna, but reality is a fire. The emperor Marcus Aurelius, he ruled this very empire before the rot set in. He saw the cracks forming. He sat in his tent, surrounded by enemies, and he wrote to himself, "Alexander the Great and his mule driver both died, and the same thing happened to both. They were absorbed alike into the life force of the world, or dissolved alike into atoms, endursted." Empires are just sandcastles. The tide comes in. The tide goes out. The Stoic does not panic when the walls fall, because the Stoic never put his trust in the walls. He put his trust in his own character. Seneca, another great Roman mind, reminded us, "Fortune falls heavily on those for whom she is unexpected. The one who is always expecting her easily sustains the first onset." The night Rome fell, the people who suffered most were those who believed it was impossible. Their spirits broke before their bodies did. To survive the burning of your own life, you must accept that everything you have is on loan. Fortune is a lender, and one day she will call in the debt. If you can stand amidst the smoke of your own plans, if you can watch your expectations burn and say, "I am still here, my mind is still mine," then you are invincible in a way Rome never was. Rome fell because it was built on stone. You must build on something stronger. Acceptance. Today, look at the things you are terrified of losing. The status, the comfort, the approval. Whisper to them, "You are not mine." Loosen your grip. When you stop clinging to the walls, you no longer fear their collapse. The fire that burns the forest is also the fire that clears the ground for new growth. If you seek ancient wisdom, stay close.